Hey everybody, so what I want to talk to you today about, I'm Hallie Gray from Evolve and Succeed. I'm super excited to see you here. Pop in your name and business URL below. I would love to see you and your sweet, sweet face down there. Awesome. Hey everybody. All right, cool. So what I'm going to talk about today is something that is for a more advanced business owner than maybe what you're at now, but it's always good to know what to be looking forward to and what to expect in the future because you are going to be successful and you are going to get to this point. So I want you to know about it right now. So what we're going to talk about today is how to double, triple, and quadruple your online sales. Okay, so hey everybody. Hi, yeah, thanks for the heart. So drop a heart if you want to know how to do this, guys. Drop a heart if you want to know how to double, triple, and quadruple your business sales. Now, I'm thinking about the people who have been making $250,000 already per year, either selling their services or selling their sweet courses or whatever they do, programs, etc. But if you are really, really keen on knowing how to do that, I want you to drop it below because that is something that we are going to talk about in today's live, okay? Awesome. Seeing some sweet hearts. I love it. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is basically how does it happen that most people go from growing from like a itty bitty business up to a big, big business. And that's really, really important to think about because what happens is the skills that got you to where you are now are not the skills or the perspective you should have in the long term, okay? I have been lucky enough to work with people who are just starting their businesses to people who are working with who have $500,000 businesses. And the cool thing is that the difference between those two is very, very different, but the person themselves has to be looking at their business differently, okay? So when it comes to doubling, tripling, quadrupling your sales online, I want to give me a smiley face in the chat if you like that idea of that, like the sound of that. But basically is that when it comes to that, I want you to think about it this way. What sort of skills did you need to learn for your first sale, all right? For your first sale, you needed to learn how to write a sales page. You needed to learn how to, reach out and be on social media. But to get a sale that allows you to move from a six-figure business to a seven-figure business is very different, right? Because no longer are you focusing on that one sale. You're focusing on a shit ton of sales, okay? And so writing a sales page is not going to be the thing that gets you that shit ton of sales page or shit ton of sales, but rather it's going to be about instead a whole big system that's backing up your sales, okay? So it's no longer about just yourself. It's about making things happen on a larger numbers than you could before. And a quick breakdown, has everybody heard of scaling before? Pop in a thumbs up as emoji if you've heard of scaling before. Okay, if you've heard of scaling before, then great, you know what we're talking about. But basically there are two terms used that are actually different, okay? So scaling versus growing. Growing a service-based business is possible. You can go from being a single business owner provider and then go into an agency model, which is another way to grow your business, grow your revenue, grow your sales. Yeah, scaling is definitely a circle jerk word if you guys are familiar with my phrase. But scaling is basically like a software. So you have the same software, you have the same servers, you have the same developers on board, and you can have 1,000 people or 10,000 people in there, and it will not change the amount of stuff that you need to provide the same service, okay? So when it comes to it, most businesses online, unless they are selling digital products, are going to be growable but not scalable, okay? And that's really the first point that you should be thinking about. Is my business a growable version or a scalable version? There is not one that is better than the other. I'm going to let you know that now, okay? The reason why I want you to break that down is because when people say scaling your business, they're not using that term correctly. And also that strategy will not work if you do not have the proper business model, okay? Now that doesn't mean you should burn that fucking business model down to the ground and start over again. That's not great. That's not healthy, all right? What it means is that you just need to know how to maximize the business that you have right now so that you can generate more sales so that you can use that money to go and start a second business if you want, or to take a goddamn vacation, or to bring on more team members, or to do whatever the fuck you want to do. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the first point of how to double, triple, or quadruple your sales online, you need to know which version of a business you have, the scalable version or the growable version, okay? That is very, very important. And a lot of people overlook that and misunderstand it. And that's super crucial that you get that first, okay? So that's the first thing that most people do wrong online. They're like, I can scale it. I can grow it. Blah, blah, blah. No, you can't. You can't, okay? If you can only take 10,000 clients, 10 clients at $10,000 per month, that's fucking awesome. So do not diss that shit, but you can only take that many, okay? So you have to be there. That is a growable business. That is a legit fucking awesome business. So do not diss yourself, but it's going to need a whole different marketing strategy, a whole different marketing plan. And that is something that you need to be aware of, okay? So always make sure that you are making sure that the advice you're getting applies to your right business model, right? And I want you to do a sweet praise hands for me, guys, if you're all about that, okay? If you are tired of business advice that does not suit your business, definitely put some praise hands below so that I know I'm on the right track with you. Okay, the next thing I want you to think about is, all right, now that I know what my business model is and you need to double, triple, quadruple it, I want you to make sure that you are taking a look at that and saying, okay, my business model is this. Now I need to think about, okay, you need to assess your business, all right? And this is a really crucial thing that a lot of people cannot do for themselves because they're biased as fuck. We are all biased about our businesses the same way parents are biased about their kids. Even if your kid is someone who goes and like wipes snots up on everybody's arm, you're still like, he's adorable, isn't he? And you're like, no, that is not adorable. I do not enjoy other people's boogers on my biceps. But because you are biased, because you've invested so much time and energy into this business, you are going to be like, oh, okay, that's okay. It is not okay, all right? And it is not something that you want to be caught into, and that is a trap. It is a parent trap, and it is a business trap. Because when your business is trying to evolve and it wants to move to the next step, a big key thing for that is being like, okay, where are we going fucking wrong? And you cannot see that, okay? Nobody can see that for their own business. Nobody can see that for their own marketing because as much as they try to, they are inherently going through a filter of bias. And bias is a really big thing, guys, in science as well as in marketing and business. It is something that you will already have a conclusion in your head, and then what will happen is that you will use all the existing data to support that wrong conclusion. So we are not Spock. I wish we were. I wish we were robots. But basically is you need to figure out what the data is, and then you need to come to an unbiased conclusion, okay? And so that means that like if you are doing something wrong in your business and you're like, no, I should be doing this because we've always done it this way. That's a big cock block. We've always done it this way. Or famous people on the internet do it this way. Or, I feel like this is good for us. These are all cock blocks that are going to bias your data and bias you for analyzing your data, okay? So the second step would be like, what bias do I have right now? And looking at your data, okay? So if you're someone who loves your business, which everybody does, so that's totally okay, I want you to give a heart sign or heart my face, all right? So if you love your business, that's okay, but real talk time, you are your business's own cock block because you have a bias there that is making all of that data going through the wrong perception, the wrong filter, okay? And that's not good because when it comes to doubling, tripling, or quadrupling your sales online, you are your own biggest cock block for, increasing your growth, scaling, or whatever you're doing. That is really important for you to understand. So the first one is knowing your business model. The second one is knowing how you fit into that picture. Your biases are going to make analyzing and assessing your business impossible, okay? And that's really crucial when it comes to having an online business is to make sure that you have people looking at your business who are not biased, okay, and who have experience of doing this. The third one, which is super, super crucial, is to be tracking and metrics. Yes, so important. Tracking and metrics. And now people are like, I don't want to track our metrics. Those are really, really important, guys. Do you know why? Because just like I was talking about before with biases, data and metrics do not lie, okay? So data and metrics do not lie because they are fact, okay? They are fact and not feelings. So fuck feelings, they are facts. And that's really important. And that's something that I see even happening at the 250,000, 500,000 business models is that people are still running off their feelings. And I get that because, maybe that's what you've been doing before. Maybe that's what feels good. But at the end of the day, if you want a bigger and bigger, business, if you want to hire more people, if you want to be able to change the face of the internet, you need to be like, hey, fuck feelings, okay? Because data and metrics do not lie. And you do. You lie to yourself, you lie to everyone else because you are trying to make yourself feel good about something that is not maybe working, okay? And that's legit. Everybody does it. That's why you need an intervention. So what we are doing is we are holding our own sweet intervention, also known as a webinar, but an intervention about how to do this for yourself and how to keep growing or scaling your business. Because at the end of the day, you need custom advice, but there are certain steps that you can take to start analyzing and putting this into practice, all right? When it comes to your business, you need to be making sure that you are doing the right things and you are not getting in your own way. So there's a sweet, sweet link that you should be clicking that is in this description that'll allow you to join the How to Double, Triple, and Quadruple your business sales next year. And we are going to go through this step by step, and I'm going to show you the whole process that I use to evaluate and to grow our business, because Evolve and Succeed has been doubling or tripling its sales and its revenue every year, okay? So that's something that not a lot of businesses do successfully or consistently on a yearly scale, okay? So what I want you to do is join if this is applicable to you guys. If you are still trying to get like enough clients to do that, hold off. This is probably going to overwhelm you and it's going to make you, going to keep you up at night. You need to get booked out first, all right? This is not for you just yet. But if you're an agency owner, if you are someone who is selling courses or selling large-scale programs or retreats, this is for you. If you're in that $250,000 spot right now and you're getting stuck, you've hit the ceiling and you're like, I don't know what I need to be doing anymore. I can only chant or manifest so many mantras a day. I don't know what those are because I don't do them. But basically, if you are stuck and you're saying like, hey, my costs are increasing, but my profit isn't increasing and I'm getting stuck, then at the end of the day, I would say, all right, great. Join this sweet intervention, this free intervention, and we're going to make it happen, okay? So the link is there. It's Evolvely, evolv.ly/triple-biz-rev, okay? BIZREV. And we are going to make this happen because at the end of the day, you can totally do this, and your business's growth and your business's scaling depends on you always being vigilant and making sure that you are on the right track. And that is something that not a lot of people take time to reassess. And it's something that not a lot of people talk about. When you're in the six-figure realm, people are like, hey, I made it to 6 figures. I'm sweet. I can take a break now. I can nap all day. Well, napping is awesome. You should totally do it, but not yet, okay? Because business, as you grow it, should be easier. You should know what your conversion rates are. You should know what your important data and metrics are. But at the end of the day, if you have not yet turned that into something where you can comfortably predict your next year's revenue, and like with confidence, not just like, oh, I hope I make it. That would be awesome if we made that much. If that's what you're doing right now, then that is definitely a sign that you need to be on this webinar, all right? From now on, I want to call it webinars interventions because this is something that you need to know and be able to predict for your own sanity and for your business's prosperity. Because if you do not have these numbers, which give me a sweet, sweet diamond if you would like to know how much money you should put into your business to know how much money you're going to get out of your business next year. Give me a diamond if you would like to know what your magic numbers are for you to be able to know, like, hey, this is how much I'm going to put into my business next year, and this is how much I'm going to make. Would you like to know what your investment is actually going to make you next year? Because that is something that you should know. That is something that all good business owners, finding that sweet diamond might be a little hard, but everybody, I'm seeing the diamonds now, Every business is an investment that you are building up, okay? And so you should be able to definitely make sure that you know how much to invest into your business next year to get however, like X amount back. If you're investing, $10,000 into your business, and you're like, okay, I know $10,000 is going to have a $100,000 return. That's fucking awesome. Most people would love to be in your place. And the same way that if you don't know that for your business, if you don't know how much you're investing in it for how much return, you are stuck and you're blind, and you shouldn't be when it comes to business. You should have a very clear picture of where the money's going, where the money's coming out, what the marketing is going to get you in return. And if you do not, then you are stuck, okay? So this only really works though if you've been doing business for a while, you have the consistent data to analyze, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to be like, I'm guessing, and guessing is not great. I mean, it's better than nothing, but it's not great, okay? So what we want to do is make sure that when it comes to your business, you definitely make sure you know which business model you have. You make sure that you understand that biases happen when a business owner is trying to analyze and assess their own business, which is definitely something that's going to get in the way. And third off, it's about making sure that you're looking at data and metrics because they do not lie, okay? All right, so everybody, thank you so much for being here. Pop in your sweet business URL in the comments below. I love to see them. I love to see your names. And thank you so much for joining. You are so right. Love the diamond ring, by the way. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. And next thing we're going to talk about is going to be fucking awesome. And you will find out tomorrow what it's all about. All right? Hallie Gray here from Evolve and Succeed. And let's get you doubling, tripling, and quadrupling your business's sales next year. Sign up to the link that is in the comments below or in the description above. And I will see you on the flip side. Bye.